Welcome to the 450th day of January. Just kidding. It's actually just January 17, 2022, and you are in the right place right here on Ecentral. This is where you get to hear all the latest entertainment stories on the continent and outside. My name is Shion Bankali. So on the show today, CK keeps his winning streak going, while one radio station puts his foot down with a late celebrity. We'll also get into the feud between the Spears sisters and find out which music legend's estate just got valued at $156 million. I'll bring you more details in a bit. Stick around. We start off in Nigeria. No doubt Nigerian singer CK has created an unstoppable hit song that keeps making its way all around the world and capturing the hearts of many. The song, Love Nwantiti, has had huge success, being one of the biggest Nigerian songs of 2021 and is still making headway this year. It has now become the only Nigerian song nominated for the 2022 Brit Awards. Also, over the weekend, this smash song hits the #1 spot on the United States Rhythmic radio chart. With this, the singer is the latest artist to hit the #1 spot on the chart, which also has Fireboy's Peru remix with Ed Sheeran appearing at the #29 spot. After certifications in France and the United Kingdom, CK's Love Nwantiti hit 15 billion streams on TikTok last year. The song, which was certified gold in the US, is also Spotify's most streamed African song 2021. The singer is listed as one of TikTok's emerging artists of 2021, listed along with Amore. Love Nwantiti is still proving to be one of the songs gaining global recognition as we start a new year 2022. Remember that the song was actually released in 2019, but it found fame 2 years later. Ooh, so beautiful. It's almost impossible to forget what CK's Love Nwantiti sounds like, and it's almost impossible to open TikTok or Instagram without coming across the song. Congratulations again to CK. Let's see how far the wave will take him. Still in Nigeria, actor Yul Edochie promises a blind fan 100,000 naira. You know, they say that imitation is the best form of flattery, and now it's also a good source of some cool cash. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Nollywood actor Yul Edochie has promised to give a fan 100,000 naira just because the fan is good at mimicking his acting roles. Okay, who am I going to mimic? But what makes the story more interesting is that the fan is actually blind. Now, Yul Edochie took to his Instagram page where he posted a video of his fan mimicking the same tone and voice that the actor uses in his movies. In his caption, the actor promised to reward the fan with 100,000 naira as soon as he received his name and account details. Whew. Now, if you did not hear it yourself, you may find it hard to believe. Let's check this.
You're a very wicked man. You're a very wicked man. Tell me one reason why a father will not be able to sell a bag of rice to send his only son to the city to make money like his base. Eh? Are you happy with what I'm in this village?
To confirm to everybody that Mr. Yul Edochie has sent me the 100,000 naira for mimicking him. Like, I'm so very, very happy and appreciative.
Oh, my chest. Now, in reaction to this, some of his followers on social media have also made pledges of various amounts to appreciate the fan. The fan, identified as Daniel Chibueze, who is also a budding artist, has received the money from Edochie, and in a new video shared on Instagram, he thanked the actor and others for the recognition. Yul Edochie has encouraged more fans to recreate his acting roles, promising that anyone who did better than Daniel would also get rewarded. Money loading, lots of money loading. We move now to Kenya. Actions meet consequences should be the title of this next story, really. In Kenya, Justina Sioku, a popular female Kamba singer, found herself on the wrong side of the clock with Jacqueline Kalenga, a radio TV presenter, after arriving late for an interview. Kalenga had invited Justina for an interview during a radio show, but the singer turned up an hour late. The TV presenter, who had earlier warned that if Justina comes late for the show, she will only allow her to greet people and order her to walk out of the studio, kept her word. Whoops. She only gave the singer a chance to introduce herself and greet her fans. She said, and I quote, I had told you listeners that today I will be hosting Justina Sioko, but I will not give her a chance because she came late. Say hi to the listeners and get out. End of quote. Oops. Now, the presenter argued that their station has some rules and regulations which ought to be observed when keeping time. She thanked the musician for coming and rescheduled the interview for another time, admitting that listeners were eagerly waiting to discuss with her, but it is unfortunate that it did not take place because she came late. Oops. When asked why she was late, Justina said she could not tell why, but she had initially planned on arriving early. The incident elicited mixed reactions from people on social media. Some supported Kalenga's move and others outrightly condemned it. We move now to the international scene. In a recent interview, American actress and comedian Tiffany Haddish has addressed the possibility of hosting this year's Oscars and indicating interest in getting the gig. This is after the Academy announced that this year's ceremony set for March 27 will have a host, unlike the previous 3 years. Haddish's career is clearly thriving, and the actress, who splits from American rapper and actor Common in November after a year of dating, made a joke about accepting applications for her next boyfriend and holding interviews on Instagram Live soon. Unfortunately, the 42-year-old actress has experienced some devastating losses recently, including the death of a dog of 13 years, the loss of a close mentor, as well as another mentor and good friend, Bob Saget. However, she pointed out that there is a silver lining. The actress was also recently accused of driving under influence after an arrest in Georgia on Friday. Her representatives are yet to comment on this. Meanwhile, the actress's latest project is her role as a detective in the new modern mystery comedy movie set at a high school reunion after party, which has each episode focusing on a different character's perspective of what happened that night. The comedy title, The After Party, has a star-studded cast who appear in the first trailer. All right, now moving on to the next story. Following more details coming out about Britney Spears and her conservatorship saga, Jamie Lynn Spears, sister to the pop star Britney, has gone on Instagram to beg her sister to pull their embarrassing feud offline and out of the public eye. The feud between Britney Spears, who turned 40 in December, and her sister, Jamie Lynn, began after Jamie did a promotional interview promoting her new memoir, Things I Should Have Said. In the interview, Jamie Lynn Spears described her sister's behavior before her 13-year conservatorship as erratic.
Wanted to be out of the conservatorship, then there should, that conversation should be had. She should be able to facilitate that.
Britney's conservatorship lasted for 13 years before it was officially terminated by a judge in November.
What was your reaction when the conservatorship was designed?
Britney Spears has disputed the claim, saying that the two had not been around each other much at the time and that her sister was making up stories about her. She took to Twitter slamming Jamie Lynn as a scum person. In her tweet, she said, "My sister was the baby. She never had to work for anything. Everything was always given to her. Hope your book does well, Jamie Lynn." Now, over the weekend, Britney softened her tone towards her sister. In a post, she admitted to saying some harsh things about her younger sibling in a note she posted on Twitter. In the spirit of love and sisterhood, Jamie Lynn has now taken to Instagram to call for a ceasefire. Finally, her post reads, "Britney just called me. I have attempted many times to speak to you directly and handle this privately like sisters should, but you still chose to do everything on a public platform. In the meantime, please stop continuing the narrative that I have not been there for you or that I am making things up. I am happy to share how many times I've reached out to you, supported you, and tried to help you." Jamie Lynn concluded her message by saying, "This is embarrassing and it has to stop. Hopefully, we hope these two can find some common ground and some peace." Still in the international scene, the 6-year legal battle over Prince's estate has ended, and everything he owns as at the time of his death is now estimated in the millions of US dollars. Prince Rogers Nelson, who died in 2016 at age 57, had a successful career, releasing 100 of songs and 39 albums during his life. He also had several unreleased projects left in the vault at his home after his death. He became one of the best-selling music artists of all time and was awarded with the Grammy President's Merit Award, a Golden Globe Award, and an Academy Award, among many others. Since his death, there had been a huge struggle in accurately estimating his wealth. Now, the United States, the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, has finally come to terms with the administrator of Prince's estate, Comerica Bank and Trust, and agreed that his assets be valued at $156.4 million. This is significantly higher than $82.3 million, which commercial initially estimated. The late pop star's heirs, including surviving siblings and / all their families, have also agreed to this new estimate, and the Minnesota Department of Revenue has signed off. As part of the agreement, the IRS has dropped its request for a $6.4 million accuracy penalty. The estate has to pay out significant taxes, and once this happens, the distribution of the rest of the late artist's wealth among the parties of interest can begin next month. Still in the international scene, when two major events in one industry are scheduled to happen on the same evening, there is most likely a good reason. As the final round of voting for this year's Critics' Choice Awards is set to take place on March 9 to 11, the Critics' Choice Association has announced the date for the 2022 Critics' Choice Awards ceremony. The ceremony, scheduled to be held on March 13, will take place on the same day as the British Academy of Film and Television Arts BAFTA Awards. The 27th Annual Critics' Choice Awards, which was originally set to take place on January 9, was delayed over concerns in the surge of COVID-19 cases and the Omicron variant. The date was moved further as tracking of the variant was ongoing to find a safer day for people to gather. Now, the organization's CEO, Joey Berlin, said, and I quote, "We could have proceeded with our original dates with limited attendance or switched to a virtual award show like we did last year, but we decided to wait until we could safely gather in person and truly celebrate with the creative community, industry leaders, and our CCA members all together in one beautiful setting for all the world to see." End of quote. Now, this year's batch of the Critics' Choice Awards nominees was dominated by Steven Spielberg's West Side Story and Kenneth Branagh's Belfast. Movies such as The Tragedy of Macbeth, Spider-Man No Way Home, and others have received the Critics' Choice Seal of Distinction. As both ceremonies share one date, events like the Super Bowl LVI, the NBA All-Star Game, SAG Awards, and others would take place on consecutive Sundays in February. And that's all I have for you today on Ecentral. See you next time on Ecentral. I am Sean Bankole. Bye. It's still early in the year, and I know many of us are searching for inspiration for resolutions, life changes, places to go, food to eat, and even hairstyles to try out. So before I leave, I'm going to give you a little inspiration in the hair department. Here are 5 hairs you should try out this year, 2022.
Is Bantu knots and choose to wear it with pride. Here are my top 5 hairstyles strictly made for the proud African woman.